And I think I'm live. It's too hot to be outside. I've been out all morning and I'm knackered now, so I came home and thought, nah, I quite like doing a little bit of a haul because I did some shopping this morning. It was hot, it was sticky, and it wasn't much fun, especially not behind a mask. So I'll wait and see if anyone is out there, but I'll do it anyway because you know me, I don't do recorded ones, I only do lives. But I've got some bits this morning that would be nice to share because hell, why not? Two places I went to. I went to make some private sales from a friend of mine, and I spent £20 with her for some bits and pieces. And I also went to a charity shop that was having a £2 sale day, as certain ones around our way are doing. And boy, am I happy to drop my money there because I get lots for my money and they get stuff coming in. So, oh, hello Nia, hello Welsh Wonder Nia, hello Jewelry Sells, hello you two. I didn't know if anyone would be about because in my neck of the woods it's really nice, and people might be outside, but I know the whole country has got slightly different weather going on because that's what we do. So I thought I'll show me bits, as it were. I've got a cat kind of residing. I can show you. There it is, just laying there on my jewellery mat. So I think it's too hot for it outside. It's got a big fur coat on and it doesn't care much for this sort of weather. So if you hear purring and what have you, that's just him, not me. Right, let's make a start. Oh, hello, Jane. I say 2 hauls. This is the first batch, which I think averaged out in just under £3 a night, because I sort of buy a bulk lot. I hadn't seen these before, but these do seem to go for reasonable money. They are Clark's. Am I showing you properly? No, I'm not. There we go. Clark's Trigenic. Oh, hello, Anne. Yeah, these are in pretty good nick. They're that kind of nubuck stuff. And some Clarks do better than others, but these looked in really good condition. Size 5.5D, and I think D is the standard width. So for just under £3, I think there's got to be at least 20, 25 quid in those. They do seem to be going for that amount in a lady's size. And the feet is a little grubby underneath, but I always make sure the tops are lovely because a little mud never hurt anyone in my book. So that was the first thing, which will pay for the bundle. So this I got, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. Actually, I probably will because it's only a Primani and I don't sell Primani, but it's a pinafore dress. It's in the size I now need. It's now in a 12 and it's a corduroy one. So this is actually not for resale. This is for me. Now, because I'm quite long in the leg, I can't wear these things without them being positively indecent. So I have to wear them with very thick leggings so that I'm not showing my bum because they do tend to make them quite short. But however, that'll make a nice tunic top. Not for today because it's so bloody hot. So that's for me. Oh, this was mad. I like things that look mad. Hang on, now which way up are we? Can you tell what it is yet? It's a mad hippy dippy crocheted boho festivally. All the things that aren't happening this year. Sort of knitty top. Quite strange, nice and soft. Kurt Muller, which is it's not a bad brand. Nothing super special, but I just thought that was quite mad, and I thought somebody would really like it. I do quite often buy certain things just on style because I know they'll sell because people like them. What else did I get? Oh, now this was a scarf. I wouldn't normally pay just under £3 for any old scarf, but it's not completely without fault, but it is actually a Liberty of London design. Now, most people think it's got no label. How do I know if it's Liberty? One easy way to tell. Most of the Liberty scarves from the sort of 70s, I'm going around here because it's actually printed on the fabric itself. And boy, is this one faint. I don't know if this will show up. I'm going to try and show you. Somewhere on it, it'll have a little crest. Hang on, am I doing this right? She says. There. Looks like almost like part of the pattern. That is the crest, and this very, very poor showing of me trying to show you Actually, it does say Liberty of London. And I know when it's like that, it's a 1970s one, because I know about scarves. It is silk. It's not super immaculate, but you know, it's still reasonable. And I thought it was such a pretty pattern anyway. Acantha sleeves. I kind of know how to spot Liberty scarves a mile off. They're very distinctive. They do have a machined edge. People think it's got. Let me do something with this. Hang on. There we go. 2 screens up. Because it's got a machined edge rather than a hand rolled one, people sometimes again think, oh no, it must be modern. But Liberty scarves are always like that, always machined edged. So it's not in perfect nick, but such a pretty design. There'll be a few quid in that, or I may just add it to my collection. Oh, more people in. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Antoinette. Laura Eccleston-Siebel. I love that name. Alison Riley. You're going to sell them off as a job lot. Well, good for you for boxing them off. But yes, get them listed. I don't know how well job lots are doing at the moment. I've had some things on the job lot and they've not been doing very well. So they might end up down the flea market with me if I get bored of that. But hey ho. You know, it's just thinking of different ways of doing things, because once the market gets a bit saturated with a certain way of doing something, then it can be annoying. Now, I did pick this up because the lovely lady, it's getting more difficult to pick stuff. She sort of hasn't got as much new stuff coming in. So, but I'm trying to, I like to support her. She's been very good to me over the years. And so sometimes I pick up things, I'm not sure how much money there's in them, but I know I'm certainly not going to lose. This is the Super Dry Orange label. Again, I don't often pick up Super Dry. And it's incredibly cheap. And obviously this isn't incredibly cheap, but I thought it was a nice colour. It's an extra large. Now, if that's an extra large man, their men don't come in very big sizes. Just saying. It is a man's because the sleeve is stupidly long. But I think the orange label is a slightly better label. Like I say, just a zip-up hoodie, but it's in good condition. It's an unusual colour, and I'm sure someone will want that as the weather turns cooler, which inevitably it will. As long as I don't end up with a bonus tissue in the pocket, because that happens more often than you would want. So that there. Now, why did I grab this? I grabbed this because it's a mad colour. Now, I know yellow and rusty colours are still having a bit of a moment. I've got a feeling that possibly somebody homemade this. It's a dungaree dress. There's a tad bit of adjustment. Slightly cupboardy. It's going to get washed. Slightly cupboardy arrangement. But it's in a bigger size. It's a good size. Because often you find these things in tiny sizes, which is fine, but there aren't as many people who happen to want the tiny size out there as who want a slightly bigger size. So this is very yellow. Oops, there we go. And the interesting feature on it is it actually has a drawstring, and I mean literally a string, piece of rope to tie it together. It's got all its buttons, nice bright cheerful yellow buttons, front pockets, as we all like pockets is, and back pockets is too. So like I say, no labels, no indication of a maker. If it is homemade, it's very well done. I think it might well be a bought brand, but I wasn't able to see. See, sometimes the sort of unfinished insides, well, slightly rawer hems. And it does have a bit of a blurb on it, a bit of a blurb stain, so it'll go in the wash, and I reckon that will be quite cool because it's unusual, and that's why I picked things up. Oh, more people's in. I wasn't watching, and it's all slightly gone off in my hand. Let me have a look. Who have we got here? Oh, have I said hello to Kath? Hello. Nice to see you here. Georgina, hi. Oh, and Alison, hello. Nice to have everyone in. It's too hot for me to be outside, so I thought, we'll do a haul. And the last bit I got from her, so that was a random bit of plastic. So that was 7 items at £20, and this was the first thing I picked out because it's cashmere. And I know cashmere just from the feel of it. It's actually, it says La Redoute in it, which is fine. La Redoute is okay if it's a nice thing. ADs. Not heard of that, but maybe it's a sub-brand of La Redoute. But it's a nice cardigan in a lovely green. And I am always drawn to a nice shade of green, I must admit. Yeah, 100% cashmere. That's what we like to see. So it's just a nice little cardie. And I do sell cashmere all through the year. It's not too short a length either, which is a bit different. Long sleeved. And hopefully no holes. You check as carefully as you can, but it's not always possible. Oh, hi Shell. Hi Shelley, how are you? Hope you're well. Loving your jewellery bits of late. Very sort of draws you in, doesn't it? All that lovely clacking of jewellery. There's no jewellery here today. Actually, no, I lie. There was something that was jewellery. I don't know where it's gone. I'm saying that. I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I've mixed up my bundles. I probably mixed up my bundles. But there we go. Love that. So, that lot there, and the scarf, so that's 7 items, £20. All good and lovely. Not a massive bunch of things there, but she didn't have much in this week, so I always go through the new stuff. So, the charity shop. It's a new one. Well, I say no, it's a new old one. It's reopened. And I because I'm on all the Facebook groups and stuff, I saw that it reopened yesterday, so I was actually a bit late off the mark. So I went along this morning because it's one of my faves, and I'm so pleased. It's managed by a lovely, lovely lady. They've got great staff there, and they like to make a sale, and they had everything £2, my kind of thing. I thought this was rather summery. Oh, is that me? Don't tell me I've actually got, believe you me, things have been quiet lately. Still having problems with the old GSP, in case anyone's wondering. Very much so. Why is that open? I didn't need that open. I'm too nosy if I hear that sort of a noise. No, it's someone asking me questions. There's a lot of people wanting me to offer. That's quite a drop, actually. No, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to go for that. I don't mind shaving something off the price, but not like half. So I'm not that desperate. This is actually a Hobbs dress. I liked the rather painterly floral style. It is Hobbs's, and it's a good size. It's a 14. So some people are having to go back to work or having to be in an office, have to wear things a little bit smartish, and hey ho, hopefully that'll fit the bill. Now I can chuck things over there. Because this particular cat, this very fluffy Maximus beastie, has a thing about getting on a pile of clothes. Doesn't matter if it's clean or dirty, a pile of clothes, he's going to have it. Now, you know about me in a velvet jacket. I do okay with these. This one actually does need buttons for some reason. Someone has removed, one button, single button, but it's got this nice puff sleeve, which is very much a thing, the puff sleeve now. Who's it by? I don't really worry. It is a new look one, but I don't worry about that. It's vintage style. Nice little, black doesn't come out very well on here, does it? Nice little black vintage velvet jacket, which I have a thing about velvet jackets myself, so I expect the rest of the world to have it too. Oh, I'm feeling cashmere again. I'm feeling cashmere. That's the bit of jewellery that I pinned to it just in case I lost it. Right. This is cashmere. This is Bowden. And it's got a little yellow trim. This is a shorter length cardigan, quite a crop one, and it's a smaller size. It's actually an 8. I always put the measurements in case they shrunk a bit, but it doesn't feel like it has. But some brands are more generous than others. I like it when they do the ribbon, little velvet ribbon edging and the sort of mother of pearl. Hey, don't move, cat, you're going to knock everything off. Yeah, so that's a neat little thing for £2. Yes, I always say yes to cashmere for £2. Can't go wrong there. Right, what else did I buy? Do you realise I've got so much? You just don't, do you? Now, I picked these out. They're a bit of a long shot because, but they're Mulberry trousers. Mulberry do clothes. Don't see those very often. They're an 8, so they're quite small. But they are high-waisted, reasonably high-waisted, mid-waist, slim trousers in this season's colour, which seems to be brown, bizarrely. Again, more autumny, I suppose, but another month or so, everyone's going to be thinking of autumn, so pays to be ahead. There's like a stretchy, they're very stretchy actually, very stretchy jegging. But nice colour. So how is everyone? Sales looking perky for you guys? Because they're definitely quiet for me. It's not dead, but I would say, but then it's July, you know, it's kind of, they're usually a bit quiet for me in July. These are a nice brand of trouser. I will pick these up when I see them. Joseph. They're kind of work pants, I suppose, career pants. That's the name for them, but they're quite nice, tweedy effect wool. I presume they're wool anyway. But they're also nicely made and finished off inside. Medium, so that might be a 12. 100% wool, but they're not fully lined or anything, so they're not top of the range. They're a kind of straight-legged work trouser, I would say that is. Yeah, nice stuff. Something I quite like the fact that it's sort of almost got this sort of bluey lilac stripe in it. Bit different. Could be worse. Had double the turnover with it, and we've all had better times. How do I manage to keep cat hair off clothes? It's difficult. If he does get on something, I will steam it and defur it with the brush. He doesn't tend to actually sit on. If I've got anything really decent, it's put away. He doesn't get a looking. Sometimes he'll get onto my mending pile. But he's not so bad. The other cat is worse because he's got shorter hair, but they're really fine. You know, that sleek, dabby look. And when those get on something, they're quite hard to get out. And I find packing tape rolled around my hand, or pair of rubber gloves also helps. But I never say that it's a pet-free home. I don't promise what I can't deliver. So I don't mention the pet. I try not to. Oh, it's got a little snagget on it. This was rather fun. And again, for £2, yes, please. That was a "you're coming home with me" moment. What do they call this? A cheongsam? Cheongsam, isn't it? A Chinese style dress, but this is in blue. So elegant, really nice. Not a big size again, but these things, I think people bring them back as souvenirs. This has got a zip back on it. Get them as souvenirs, or wear them once for a party, and then they tend not to kind of go into them again. But they're so cool. They're quite sexy as well because they have quite a high slit to the side here, and then you get all these sort of, I don't know what those are really, embossed. Sort of, yeah. Anyways, it's kind of cool. So it's got the floor. Chinoiserie is always a thing, isn't it? Ahoy, mateys. Hello, Ashley. How are you? We like bits and bobs. Now, this does say it's 100% polyester, so it isn't silk. And that says it's a size large. Well, I could probably squeeze myself into it, but I don't consider myself particularly large. But obviously, it's the Chinese version of large, which is a bit odd. It's a jacquard fabric. This is where it's kind of embossed into it, woven into it. So it has a jacquard pattern as well. Shoving in the keywords. So someone will like that, but that's probably going to fit sort of 10 to 12. When I say 10 to 12. This was the bit of jewellery that I picked up because I can't help myself when there's something lovely. It's got an old C clasp on it, so and the pin comes out quite a long ways, but it's this, trying to show you, micro mosaic. That is tiny bits of mosaic, and that is so beautifully done. I can't begin to tell you how gorgeous that is. It's so tiny, but wow. It's not a precious metal or anything like that, but someone took a lot of time and effort to make that. And as far as I can see, none of the pieces have fallen out, although I will go over it with a loop and give it a proper look. But that would look so nice on a blouse. It's probably meant to go sort of at the collar, I would imagine, of a smart blouse. I thought that was fantastic. Don't know what it's worth, just thought it was absolutely stunning, and that's why I buy stuff, usually. Good morning, Vicky Porter. First visit to my channel. Well, thank you and welcome, Vicky. It's always lovely to have someone new. I always think it's kind of quite a small select gathering that we have here. We're not all over the tubes, but it's fun. It's because I love what I do, and it's a hoot to show people. I don't know this make, Marina by Marina Bressler, but I know that these beady things, beady things. That's not really a keyword, is it? Beaded open jacket. I just thought it was gorgeous, very flapperish, very 20s, very decadent, very lovely, and even the cuffs are just gorge. It's a couple of loose threads here and there. I'll go over and tidy them up. There may be the odd missing sequin, I'm sure. Yes, I can see one there. That's the elbow, though. It tends to happen. But I still think that's absolutely stunning. I don't have replacement sequins for things, but maybe somebody out there does. But for £2, I thought there's going to be a few quid in that. Oh, hi, Aid. He's in the house. It's mostly clothes, though, Aid. Just to warn you, don't want to send anyone to sleep. Oh, gosh, that's made me sneeze a bit. Dusty. This is vintage Laura Ashley. It's not the amazing, but I really like the style of it. It's not my sort of colour. There we go, that's the vintage label. It says UK for 18. It says an 18. I don't think it fit an 18, if I'm being fair. Maybe a 14, 16. But it's a midi layered, quite long indeed. I think that's silk on. If it isn't, I'd be surprised. It certainly has the feel. 100% silk. See, I don't bother looking up the labels when I'm in the shop because I know from the feel of it now. So there's something to be said for having done this for a little while. You tend to know by the feels. But that's got a very, very lovely feel, very sort of retro look about it. Now, you get this on silk, and people start to get worried about silk. If you're very gentle with it, you can wash these things out, but you have to be very, very careful. Do you not possess clothes? Well, you were wearing some when I saw you last. Although people seem to be trying to encourage you to remove them. Clothes, yeah. Well, selling clothes is one of those things. I find selling clothes easy now because I've been doing it a long while. However, I completely and utterly understand that it's not for everybody, and it feels like a bit of a fag. You are a tiny person. Well, Vicky, do browse my shop. It's the Treasure Picker is the name of my shop, but I think my username it's taken from days of old when I happened to be having a bit of a spate of reading Lord of the Rings, so it ended up being Aragorn Legolas. And I've got lots of vintage and quite petite sizes there because petite people need clothes. Just because I'm not petite doesn't mean that petite people don't want clothes. And a lot of the vintage stuff is absolutely beautiful, but does come in smaller sizes, to be fair, because that's how it is. Get a load of this. Woohoo! Why did I buy this? Because it's mad. It's a cincher belt. A lot of these very loose dresses that are around now just need something. And if you're somebody who actually, maybe don't feel like that, actually has a waist, you want something that shows it off. So it was a little bit mad. It did help that the original price on it seemed to be $23.99, so I figured someone had put some work on it into it. I think it has the feel of something. It's sort of velvet back, so it's reasonably well made. No branding on it. And sorry, I do that just to say if it's glass. I think there's ceramic and glass. I don't actually think it's plastic. And there are lots of tiny, tiny seed beads. It's just unusual, and it's a bit mad. Do you need a quiz? Who needs a quiz? Where's Wally? Oh, where's Wally costume? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that the stripy thing, isn't it? Where's Wally? Rabbit on ship. It is a bit, isn't it? It's a bit pieces of 8, that, I think. A bit of treasure in your trunk. Yeah. Some bling things work. They do. Dow the sweat mop. I bet you're mopping sweat today if it's as hot where you are as it is here. I think it's trying to tell me that today we are at, I think it's going to be 27 degrees. 27 degrees. There we are. It's supposed to be about 31 tomorrow, and I may just hide indoors. Oh, Kath's getting around on crutches now. You went to a boot yesterday, but the field wasn't even. That would be really tricky if you've got, ouch. Yeah, I'd be kind of tempted to maybe not do that. I saw this collar, velvet, very, very nice. And I saw it sort of tweedy. I thought, again, quite nice. A single button, which is a little unusual, but quite a retro look. Nice lining. Itchy wool, because it's making me itch just holding it, and it's Ted Baker. £2? Yes, please. That's how I know things are wool. It actually makes me itch. And let me see what this is. 52% wool, 48% polyester. Hath Jack. Okay, that's obviously the model. So it is genuine. I think they fake Ted Baker, but I've never seen it. But this is one where you can have your flaps in or out, you see. I think out looks better on a gent. Maybe that's just me. There we go. Bonus buttons. Hey, that's a bonus, isn't it? It's got spare buttons in it. It's the bonus tissue I never want to find. Oh, how many pockets do you find a bonus tissue in? And in this day and age, it's a little of an off-put. But I like that. I like the 3-button cuff. I think that's a really nice quality item. Wow. Tucson, Arizona. Oh, man, I love Arizona. Many, many years ago, I went to Sedona. We went through Flagstaff, oh God, but it's so long ago. I mean, it's got to be 20 years ago. And I loved Sedona. I would have lived there if I could. There's something about the place. I bought things back from there. I have a true connection to it. It's the most gorgeous, gorgeous place, but hot, yes. But that's the thing. There's certain things that you don't want to wear if you're in a very hot place, I would imagine. You neither sweat nor possess a mop towel. Good to know. And Ashley, I can show this kind of Ashley, bless her, has got the heating on on the 30th of July. Oh, man. Oh, Ashley. Yeah. And it's very warm there. Well, you know, this is the thing. We're going to have great variations on our little island. Oh, it's better to keep your flaps in. All neat and tidy, eh? Always keep your flaps in. Oh, hi, Kelly. How are you? You're all right? I'm getting warm here. I need to fan myself. That's my boot fair on Saturday. I've been preparing. I'm going to sell things I have never sold at a boot fair before. It was quite an entrance, wasn't it? What can I say? A lovely lady in the charity shop did look at me quite strangely when I purchased ski wear. But Killy is a good brand. How do I know this? I was selling ski wear last year. And I didn't even look at this very much for the £2 it cost me. But I'm sure I can look into it and find out what it is, what model it is. But these are an adult size. They're decently long, which is unusual in ski wear. Some brands are worth picking up in ski wear. I kind of picked some bits up at a jumble sale last year and then started researching and realising there were some brands that got a lot of money. Flaps and jugs. You just watch Kirsten. I will watch Kirsten a bit later. Yeah, but they're really nicely made, decent thick quality zips and everything. See, they're only asking £3.50 for them in the beginning because they think no one's going to buy them. Well, there will come a time when people ski again. So I'm happy to take a punt on that. I know they're going to sit for a long time. I'm not going to rush to list those, clearly. This is what I didn't want to drop. This is not clothing. I don't know what this is made of. It's very cold. I'm not going to be thinking jade because that would be just a bit too ambitious. But it's quite well carved. I think it's £2 sticker off because that's a little unsightly. Doesn't do her grace. Now, as far as I can tell, I think... Let me see, I can't even remember. I think she might be Thai rather than Indian. Just looking at the face. I say she. I don't know if she's a goddess or what she is, but she's beautiful. And if that is jade, then I'm quite a happy bunny because that's lovely. I looked at her and thought, oh gosh, it's going to be plastic. And I picked her up and thought, no, doesn't seem to have anything missing. Got all its fingers and toes, I believe is the phrase. So I'm going to do a lot more research Jade, you're a jewellery person. Well, you'll be watching Lex and all the rest of them then. Yeah, I just thought it was really rather lovely, and it's kind of been properly hollowed out. It's well finished. Lots of attention at the back. I just fell in love with it, really. I do that. I'll buy something, and if it happens to be worth something, then fine. But if it's something gorgeous, then I'm like, I want to take it home and have a look at it. Possibly jade. I don't know. It seems it's a big piece if it's jade. So she must be some sort of goddess. I always think, she's got to be a goddess if you can look that gorgeous there. So we'll look into her. She's going to keep me busy on the interwebs doing a bit of research. You're going to get fed up with me with my black velvet jackets. Here's another one. This is actually vintage because this says Cadix, made in England. Look at that for a blingy old label. And it's a very plain black jacket. 70s style, I would say. Nice cotton velvet because I like cotton velvet. Actually it's cotton and viscose, but so that might be 80s rather than 70s, but lining's all intact. She's all lovely, beautifully looked after. Find a good home. I love velvet, you see. I'm a real sucker for cashmere, velvet, silk, linen, all the natural fibres and fabrics, and thankfully they seem to be in fashion, which is a bit of a relief. Oh, it's Bonwind joined. Hello, Bonwind. Did I pop into your thoughts? Oh dear, I must stop doing that. No, honestly, just kidding. I can't do that. Thank you for joining us anyway. I might show it to Edward, actually. There's a few things I've been saving up. I don't like to bother him because he's a very busy man, and boy, is that man knowledgeable. I watched a piece he did about his Chinese porcelain because he's teaching himself, and man, he's been teaching himself that for a long time. He's been working on it a while, and he really should produce a book, because if he's sort of condensing everything he's learned into one place, maybe he doesn't want to write a book, but he knows so much. These are, oops, someone's flying without a license. There we go. They're just a pair of thick, heavy cargo shorts. These sort of things they're bread and butter things. I'm not even sure it's a particular make. Oh, they are Wrangler. They're the sort of thing guys quite like to have to hang around in the summer. And these are, I don't know what size they are, but they're a big and tall size, I think is fair to say. I guess I can measure them up as well. I still put the measurements in anyway. It's not that much of a pain once you're doing it. I can't see a label. The label have gone, but never mind. But they were a good size for someone who just wants a comfy pair of shorts. You've got a venturing. Ah, right. Could you be a venturing? It's slightly translucent now. Again, it doesn't help you because it's slightly translucent. I wasn't sure what aventurine was, but thanks for the suggestion. I will make note to self. Aventurine, because it might be that rather than jade. Oh, that's the cat, by the way. That's not me. Oh, she ran a little kitty. Oh, too hot for you. It's just lying there, inert. So you've got a carved toad. Do I do larger sizes for women? I get what I can. If I can find a bigger size, then something nice, I'll stock it. It's just sometimes seems that there are more smaller sizes about. But they do tend to sell faster. They all sell, but they do tend to sell faster in a bigger size, by and large. But yeah, I'm not sizist. I'll sell any size, from the teeny tiniest vintage little scrap of silk to something far more encompassing and covering. So yeah, I will sell them all. More than happy to do that. So that's really a lot. That's my bundle of stuff. It's quite a haul there. I'm putting together a whole load of drafts. I tend to do drafts all in one long go, stock them up on my draft, and then I schedule them to go live. And this and what I may pick up at the flea market this weekend are going to be the ones that will take me through scheduling until I come back from holiday at the end of August, hopefully. because I'd like to have a week off. And I like to get ahead with my scheduling and what have you. It's not likely I'm going to have death piles of clothes, but I have got money piles rather, not death piles of jewellery, because if we do have another lockdown, then it's easy to store, doesn't take space, and it's quick to list. So that's kind of my strategy on that one. But yes, it's I shall look into that one. I so love this though. I mean, how cute is that? Just the cutest little thing. Beautiful. I think they're Edelweiss as well. Well, they're certainly daisy-like. They're incredibly detailed. I love micro mosaic. I don't think it goes for a great deal of money, but I just think it's beautiful. What else do I sell? A bit of everything. If I see something that looks weird, wacky, unusual, or I go, I like that, then I will buy it. I have things like, actually, you can't really see them so much behind me. I do ceramics, glass, knickknacks, bric-a-brac, everything and anything. My shop has about over 1,700 listings in. So a lot of it is clothes. I'd say probably 1,200 of that is clothes. And then I sell shoes, I sell bags, and then anything else that comes in. I do auctions. I put stuff on auction when I first list it, and then I tend to take it off auction if it doesn't sell and put it on as a fixed price listing. So I'll always have some auctions running, but not loads, because we get an allowance of a certain number in our shop subscription. I like to use them, and it just creates a bit of activity and a bit of life on the eBay shop, which isn't always obvious to those of us who are trying to sell, because it doesn't always happen. So yeah, bit of everything, Vicky. You're welcome to go and have a look. I could probably type in. Maybe I can put in my shop. I can spell it out. There we are. That's my username. Has it done it? Have I gone on there? I hope I've gone on there. Yeah, there we are. So that's it. If you do want to go and have a look, you're more than welcome to have a nose about in my shop. GSP, no, not much this morning. I had to speak to eBay this morning. They were very good and very quick, because I've had an item go missing in Italy. Posted back in May, and all of a sudden the person comes to me, doesn't open the case, but says, has it come back to you? Because I haven't got it yet. And I'm like, oh Christ, it's Italy. It was a leather jacket. Someone's going to be wearing that, and it's not going to be my buyer. So I've been in touch with eBay, and they just said advising to open a case, and even though it's a bit late, we might try and see what we can do. But no progress on GSP. I wish they'd get a bloody move on, because I'm starting to get emails from people going, I'd like to buy this, but how much would it cost to post? Because they're either not seeing the GSP, and my buyer who bought my lovely, who is it? DVF, Diane von Furstenberg, she, a kind of beach dress, hasn't been able to pay yet. And it looks like they've opened an unpaid item case. So having told me they wouldn't. So presumably if that doesn't get paid, then it kind of clicks back and the thing's closed if they don't pay. Well, she can't pay. So I might have to relist it for her, and maybe take a bit off just for the sheer hassle of it, and relist it again in the hopes that GSP gets going. But I'm not pleased with them. And I did tell the chap this morning, I said, look, I know this isn't exactly your area because you've dealt with this, and thank you. But I need to tell you there is a major, major problem with GSP and people who've gone on to manage payments. There's something going on. Please, please, please. Can they sort it out? So Pink Harpy's drafting as much as you can before you go mad. Yeah, don't go mad. Take a rest. Have an ice cream. Sit in the garden. Photography for me is going to have to wait until probably, I'm saying Sunday afternoon, because it's going to be too hot to photograph up there with all the windows open and the light up. It's the roof, it's in the eaves, it's in the loft, the room I use for photography, and it's boiling. It's the hottest place in the house. So yeah, there's not going to be any photography happening there for a few days, because I can't be a hot, sweaty mess any more than I was last night on the reseller thing. Yeah, wouldn't want to do that again in a hurry. Yeah, to be honest, I don't pay too much attention to, because I use my Hermes, and a lot of stuff seems to say in transit, even when I know it's arrived. I'm rely on someone to come to me and say my item hasn't turned up, and then I try and find out what's happened, and if I can't, I say open item not received. But particularly when it's GSP, I know there have been problems, but there shouldn't be problems now. You know, stuff is being flown. There shouldn't be an issue. Why the hell would there be an issue? God only knows. So, yeah, part of the business, I guess, but I don't like my buyers being disappointed, and I certainly wouldn't want bad feedback from it. So anyway, sorry, I've warbled on for ever such a long time. I will let you get back to your sunny afternoons or not so sunny afternoons and your work. And I will catch up with you all soon. So thank you for joining me. It's been lovely to share your company. I shall see you later. Tatty bye now. Here we go. Bye bye now.